Hello, you beautiful, radiant soul. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It is lovely to have you with me, and I hope your day and your energy and your frequency and everything that you are is in alignment. And if not, I pray for that alignment for you so that you can be your ultimate true potential. And if not, that's why I'm here, sort of. I'm one of the people here that really loves to focus on helping other people get into that alignment and that balance and tap into themselves. So my name is Crystal Roberts, and this is Krystalini Yoga, where I bring wisdom, teachings, creative concepts, creative activities, branding expert advice, as my main profession is in advertising and branding, and I'll get more into that now. And that's basically what I do. I bring all of these creative self-discovery, self-branding, yogic philosophy ideas and spiritual practices together to create a safe space for you to truly tap into yourself and see it, or remember, it's a remember and see your truth and really connect to your truest, highest version that feels so alive, that feels so energized, so needed in this planet. So in this video, I would just like to share a little bit more about myself and how I got to where I am today. I'm still going a very long way, and this is just the beginning of my journey, I would say. Or if I could say maybe the sort of heading towards the middle, because, you know, I'm nearing 30 and I have quite a lot of years of experience, but also I know how much more there's to come, and I'm very excited for the possibilities of everything. So just to start off, I grew up in a town called Alberton in South Africa. I've been in South Africa my whole life. I'm part British and would love to explore more of my British heritage, but also a lot of other heritages and a lot of other cultures I want to experience. And I'm definitely more of a summer person, so I don't know about the winter in the UK. And I grew up in Alberton, had a relatively normal childhood, of what you could call being raised by really amazing parents that loved me, my mom and dad, and not really a very social person. I grew up an only child in a way, even though I have a brother and sister from my mom's side only. I'm my dad's only child. And I grew up almost like me and my games and my creativity was my best friend. So my fun was inventing new things and creating beautiful things for people that I loved. Birthday cards, games, making up characters in my mind and being friends with them, imagining things that then would become reality. Almost like, I remember this one time I would ride my bicycle around the complex, and it was a complex of mostly older people, so I was never surrounded by any other kids, just me and my bicycle, and I'd ride around the complex, and sometimes the old lady would give me sweets in one of the houses, which was a very exciting part for me. And there was a swimming pool, and near the swimming pool there was this pineapple tree, And I used to act like that was McDonald's and, you know, go around and place my order, and then I would like decide to swim. And then in the swim, I'd come up with this whole extravagant swimming dancing routine that I would practice. And I almost like created a lot in my head. And I feel like from that point till today, not much has stopped. And yeah, so that was my childhood. My parents got divorced when I was 13, and my dad moved to the coast. I stayed with my mom for a number of years, and that was the time, you know, relationships started to intervene or sort of be the focus. And not only that, I knew from a very young age that art and creativity was something I really was passionate about. And so throughout high school, I knew that I was most probably going to take art as a subject. That would really get my most focus. And I was very interested in the body, so they called it life orientation. Sorry, is it life science? Life science. Yeah, you get physical science and life science, I think, if I remember correctly. And I loved working with the body. And all of these things were weaving my path gently to become what I am today. So after I finished my high school, then I studied for my 3-year graphic design degree, my BA degree in graphic design advertising at a private college in an area called Bedford View, at a college called, at the time it was called Pearson's Institute of Higher Education, private college. Now I think the name has changed. It's been going through a lot of rebrands, but I think it's a different name now. But that was a beautiful, deep experience where I focused for 3 years literally on my forte in branding and creating very powerful brands, and very passionate about it to this day. It's one of my main skills, is creating powerful brands. And along the way, sort of just before COVID hit, was the very first time that I found myself on a yoga mat. I did online yoga before that, so I did sort of have some like idea of what yoga was because I did it online. But my most powerful experience, besides my boho beautiful online yoga experience, happened at a studio that, I literally went to a few yoga classes. It was Vinyasa yoga, and that first time I literally came onto my mat, and the teacher at the time was Casey Chiang. She's a Chinese lady, amazing teacher. She was instructing the class, and you know, we did things like chanting Om and headstands and you know, all these different things, and I was just looking at everyone here and like also just connecting to myself in a way that I never had before. And in that moment I was like, this is where I belong, this is what I want to do, this is what I love. And this makes so much sense to me as I learned more and more about yoga. It opened my mind to what spirituality really is. You know, I grew up sort of Christian because my parents, you know, they didn't really go to church, but they would always say like pray to God and Jesus, and then I would go to church with my friends. That was my church experience. Very occasionally we would go to church as a family. It didn't really happen now that I think about it, except maybe sometimes with my dad. And my sort of connection with spirituality just felt very far, like it just did not make sense to me in the way of like, you know, the Bible, even though to be honest with you, I haven't ever gone through the Bible like word for word, but I've tried and I just can't even get through it. It's just very difficult for my brain. And it's also just like not interesting for me, I guess. I don't know, I hope I don't offend anyone with that, but that's just me. I really struggled with that. But when I found yoga, then everything made sense. The fact that all religions, I feel, are leading to the one ultimate God. And the thing is, we can't say one religion is better than the other, because it depends on where you were born in this world. So say you were born in Jordan. I'm just going to use Jordan as an example, and you grow up Arabic and Muslim, and that's all you know, and you're praying every day, and you know that's your whole identity gets created around that. So obviously you're going to follow those rules. And then you grow up in South Africa in a Christian home, and that's all that you know, and then that seems like reality, and you grow up believing that. And the more repetition in your brain, the more believable, right? So just naturally, wherever you are in the world, whatever your social society is believing as a whole, that's an energy, right? So that energy you get, and you become that energy, or you eventually get to choose or decide that maybe this energy is not really resonating with me, and you change that energy to what does resonate, or you move, or you get in contact with people that have the same vibration you're looking for. But everything ultimately is energy. And when you're tapping into a different energy from all around the world, I feel like nothing is right or wrong with that. And many people will say, if you believe in God, then you don't like worship idols and everything. But from my experience through yoga and having these idols around, Buddha, Ganesha, all these different statues that represent something, what I've come to realize is it's a limited knowledge. People think that they're worshipping that specific ornament, but it's not like that. All these ornaments or idols are representations of a specific aspect of God. So Ganesha is like abundance and money and wealth and prosperity and that sort of thing. So when you're doing meditation, which is a very big yoga practice that I love to do almost every day, when you do meditation, the point is to focus your mind on one pinpointed thing in order to quiet the mind so that you can reach a higher state of consciousness and connect to God. When you're thinking of all these different things at once, you can't really connect to God because your mind is way too busy and overactive. So these idols, whatever your intention is for that day, you could focus on a different idol to connect you to the exact same ultimate God. It's just we are physical beings, and in order for us to think of like what God looks like, I mean, you could picture him as a man in heaven with the big stick or staff and like, I'm God, and whatever you want to picture him as, or whatever the idea that you formed as growing up is of what God is. For me, God is energy. It's all around us. It's connecting us. It's love. It's the fabric of the universe. And to try and like picture that as a physical one thing, how can you do that? So that is why these idols or representations of different aspects of God exist. And this is like the epiphany that makes complete sense to me. And I don't know what your views are out there, but would love to hear it in the comments below, whether you agree or disagree with that. But that really makes sense for me, and the fact that we're all connected, and for me the universal language of love is what God is. God is this creative, loving, unconditional energy that connects us all and doesn't separate us. Religion separates us. Spirituality and the belief in oneness and wholeness and love, that is it. That is for me the ultimate. That's what I strive to be every day, is that love that we can use to connect us all and help each other and connect to ourselves. So it's not only love for each other, but for ourselves. And yoga was definitely one of the guides that taught me this and brought me into introspection with myself every day. And for that I am truly, truly grateful, like to actually feel that strength in myself, to know that like something really means that much to me and makes that much sense to me. I'm so immensely grateful, and I'm sure I'm going to get many more realizations along the way of, this path that I'm on. So yeah, that is when I fell in love with yoga and spirituality, and it all linked for me because obviously at the time I had my BA degree and I was working, and I was also shifting into a space of, you know, I really felt like I wanted to create something of my own and not work for another company. So I was shifting into this empowerment space of my own where I want to go on my own and work on things that, you know, build the brands that I want to build in the way that I want to do it, with the process I want to do it, with the people I want to do it with. And I wanted to create my graphic design company. And then when I introduced yoga into it as well, and I also, at the time after COVID and everything, I hired my first 2 employees, Ali and Zoe. They are my unicorn gems that I love so much, and Ali is still with me today. Zozie, Zozie's her nickname. She's gone on to other amazing, wonderful things, but I still definitely use her for a lot of things. So yeah, I hired them and then started my own business called BlueSkye Studios, which, you know, it's evolved over the years now. It's been running for about 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 years. And over the years, interlinking the yoga, the spirituality, the creativity and self-discovery, the Artist's Way book by Julia Cameron, which I absolutely love, and many other resources that have inspired my thinking and my way of working and running and managing and leading. And I've created this ecosystem that almost links really well together. And what my purpose and passion is to find and work with clients that are also on this path of self-discovery and introspection, and not necessarily doing yoga or meditation, but just reflecting on how they can make a difference in the world, or how they can heal themselves to then, you know, bring out their own ideas and purpose and creativity into the world and leave that legacy behind. And that all starts with a powerful brand identity. And a brand identity is not just a logo or a color palette. It's literally from the beginning of like discovering who you are and creating something so powerfully real and beautiful and resonant that it will last a lifetime. It's like, you know, putting a face and a whole personality and identity into something that can be left here and sustained and built and impact people so much. And I want to work with brands that want to positively impact other people. And I love working with people in the wellness industry, the hospitality industry, or like the retreat space industry, the educational industry, psychology, whatever it is. It's something that must really be here to benefit the planet and the people and yourself as well, obviously. So yeah, that's where my focus is building those brands. And at the same time, I'm also building creative sort of guides and journeys and experiences that involve yoga, meditation, mantra, spirituality, wisdom, creative exploration, so reflection tasks, things where you can get your hands full of colors, almost be like your inner child again and express yourself without judgment. And whatever it is, whatever medium we use, whether we going outside in nature and picking some elements from nature that we then come back and like create something with no judgment, but just use it as your soul expressing itself again. And, you know, doing the movement, the soulful movement, the yoga, the, you know, just feeling alive, feeling who you really are, and like, you know, all the senses, evoking it through essential oils, incense, candles, like touch if you need like a specific yoga pose to deepen. And I want to bring out those sensory experiences, because we are finding ourselves literally with our backs hunched over computers, or stuck in a specific job where it's the same thing over and over again, and we're lacking that sort of inspiration, that connection, that love for ourselves, and that love for this life that we get to live, which is magical, that we hear, like the fact that we are what we are and the perfect creation that this is, and this only one identity that you are in amongst all the billions of people in this planet. You are just so perfectly made that how I think to myself, like, how can one choose to waste their life doing the same routine, structured, and feel like depleted and lost and drained inside, where there's just so much like magic that's waiting to be uncovered. And I want to help you uncover that. So I know I got a little bit passionate there, but I'm just very passionate about this topic, and I'm really excited to interlink these together, to travel around the world, whatever opportunities arise for me, to bring that passion and love and energy into everything I do, and bring bespoke premium experiences and gifting. As I was when I was a child, I would craft such beautiful letters or gifts and packages and give those to the people I love. I still love to do that today, and part of this journey I'm going to be bringing like merchandise or different creative ideas to bring together little packages that are just so aligned to the self-love that you deserve. And yeah, like I said in the beginning, this is just the beginning, and I'm very excited for the people along my path that will come into contact with me, and to work with them and to build meaningful, solid connection that will last a lifetime. I'm all about that, all about, you know, authenticity, like just finding your soul circle that is ready to play in this world. This world is just like a oyster for playing, like just to have so much fun. And you know, we all lose our play, we lose our inner child along the way, and I hope that we can reignite that together. So that is me, that is a bit about me. I do have my 800-hour teacher training in yoga, Hatha Yoga. So that's what I did after COVID. During COVID and after COVID, I trained up so much because I was just so passionate about getting into it, whether I was going to teach or not. I just loved the philosophy and the practices and everything. But over those years of learning all that about yoga and still learning so much, it's like a journey, you never end, it's so deep. I've definitely felt my body resonating with the idea of teaching, and I have started teaching and bringing retreats and experiences to you. So yeah, this is just the start. I'm also planning to offer some online experiences as well, and a whole bunch of things. So I have a conscious creative community on WhatsApp. If you're keen to join that and get inspiration and love from me and the other people on that group, then you must definitely let me know in the comments below so that I can add you to the group. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can email me. I'll leave the link below for you to email me if you would like to chat about anything. But if you did like this video and learning a little bit about me as Krystalini, please can you like, and please comment if you have anything to say, and please subscribe if you would like more of these videos. I'm so excited, and I hope you are too, and I hope you can see the magic in you that is ready for this world, and I hope you are ready to go on that journey of your own self-discovery so that you can bring so much into this world, not only for other people but for yourself, for your ultimate human experience that you are yet to live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I send you so much love. Namaste.